gank middle is devastating. The charm hits in, followed immediately by the Elise stun. There's no way for Ziggs to get away. He cannot disengage with the satchel bomb.
He gets just
caught hard.
Wiped out. So, what are we're looking at here? Elise coming in for a gank, but then just moving off it. She's going to go give blue to Ahri. So the mid lane not going exactly how Trucker Chew would want it to. But the top lane and the bot lane seem to be doing great. In terms of kills, Ezreal still a little behind in CS. Almost getting doubled by Caitlyn, so actually quite behind.
Mid lane, we still see that Ziggs, he's not there. He's placing a pink ward. Trucker Chew, he's notorious for placing 2 pink wards. He maintains them all game. And they give him competitive sight of both sides of the river. And that allows him to avoid most ganks.
But the ward is spotted out by Viper.
Almost immediately.
Almost immediately. That's really good awareness. He's not used to playing against diamond level players, so this could be something he didn't expect. Now here in the bot lane, up a couple kills, and the blue team in general up in gold. But it's quite even. Only down about 800.
Renekton now pressuring the tower, able to attack Garen under the tower, putting so much pressure on the lane. Elise coming in for the gank now. Let's see how it pans out.
Renekton does not have a ward, so this could be it for him. We see the ulti come out. He's trying to.
Oh, and there it is. Garen says no.
And the ignite is not going to kill him. No, it is not.
The damage came out too quickly. The execute was on point. There was no time for Renekton to whittle him down.
Oh, and the engage.
And Ezreal gets caught. He baits them into it.
We see the... Wow. We see the instant shield from Lee Sin, and Ezreal can still not survive the engage by Leona. But they do kill Leona.
That's a 1-for-1 in a 3v2. We currently have Lee Sin soloing Dragon. Nobody is any the wiser. There's no wards on Dragon yet. And looks like he might be successful. Bottom lane is still occupied. He's getting low.
I think he's going to get this Dragon.
He smites it. He solos the Dragon. That's first Dragon to Guelph.
First Dragon to
10 minutes. Very, very good time. Amazing solo. Good awareness that there was no wards. Monitoring all the lanes.
He doesn't even have a sweeper. He just went in hoping there was no wards, in fact.
I think that he was watching the mid lane, she was in lane, watching the bottom lane, she was in lane. He knew that they would have started to migrate towards him had they known, especially even in that long.
That's true.
And he had his way to get out there. He had the ward jump, didn't have to blow anything.
Trucker Chew
was a good probe.
Trucker Chew trying to catch up in farm now. Not used to being behind in mid lane, especially in farm. We see Garen in the bushes here, just lurking, but he decides to go back to top lane to defend against the Renekton.
Yeah, we see him now. He's defending under tower. He knows if he heads out, Ahri could engage on him. Such a strong engage. Dart up next to him. Once the charm hits, he has almost no chance of getting away. She's ahead in farm. She's ahead in items. The Fiendish Codex, so strong on her with the cooldown reduction. He's just poking from a distance, trying to get that CS with his ranged attacks.
Luckily, Ziggs has some of the best wave clear in the game. And so he's having no problem getting almost all the CS, even from his max range, which is what we were saying is the reason he doesn't take Ignite. Because he can just attack from so far.
He relies on his team. He pokes from the back line. Never lets himself get engaged on. That's how he succeeds as Ziggs.
Caitlyn's still up in CS, and Ahri's still up in CS. So, other than the jungle discrepancy, the kills are even. The gold is within 1,000.
I would say that the largest gap in the game, though, is between the Renekton and Garen. So, that might make up for the gold gap. We see that they're ahead. We know that they got the first dragon. That's going to give them a definite advantage. The advantage is almost not even made up for by the dragon. It's almost that exact advantage right now. A little bit less. About 400 gold down from the dragon advantage. And it's just the fact that there's so much pressure in the mid lane, so much pressure in the bottom lane, a lot of the CS is going to the towers.
It's true. And Ezreal is desperately trying to farm under turret this whole game. And we can see that he's down almost, like, pretty much 40 from Caitlyn. And that's not where he wants to be. And we see the ult coming out from Leona. But Lee Sin, always in the right place at the right time, hitting a great...
The flash and counter flash. Lee Sin has not enough energy to kick. But he manages to get Caitlyn way out of position.
I don't think Caitlyn is going to make it out of this one, and she's not. She's going to get executed by Lee Sin.
Excellently timed gank by Lee Sin. He's in right away. As soon as the Leona ult hits, he's almost ready to just safeguard in. Lulu has her ult. She's prepared. Everything was on point in that gank. The counter gank was successful.
Lee Sin has actually had great positional awareness this game. We see a full-on tower dive here from Renekton, and he's actually going to have to back off it. Garen is not so squishy as to go down that easily under turret.
It was the excellently timed ulti from Garen. Managed to scare him off. He knew that he would die to a couple more tower hits. Didn't want to go 1-for-1. Knows that he's ahead. Renekton made the right decision. Was hoping he could get the kill under tower, though.
Oh, we see an Ahri roaming top.
Will the Renekton be able to get there with the stun?
Oh.
No, they're playing it safe. A little bit coy off the Ahri. She's a little ahead. She's got the Deathfire. Knows that she could just evaporate one of them.
Elise appearing bot lane, though, for the gank. And it's expertly blocked by the Lulu. Great disengage there off a 2v2 situation with the jungler. And they're going to lose bot tower.
So first tower going to Team U of T, but first dragon not going to Team U of T, going to Guelph.
And Ahri getting evaporated and caught out by Lee Sin and Renekton.
Renekton knows right now he's got time. Garen's down, back in base. I mean, he's mid lane. And no, he does not pressure the tower. He's like, got a feeling the jungler's on the way. He's got the right feeling.
This Renekton definitely just wants to keep his advantage in lane. Really just wants to not allow Garen to farm at all. Garen having to go mid for some CS. As Ahri was down at the time.
Got Caitlyn. She just pressured the lane. It's pushing in. She's basing. She knows she's got a strong CS lead. She's going to get her items. Zig's just trying to bridge the gap right now. He's so close. He's 5 CS off. And there it is. They're now tied. Ziggs has come back in farm. He is ready to compete with the Ahri, but he knows that she has the Deathfire Grasp. He does have the Athenes. He's got a little bit of magic resist, but it's nothing compared to the damage that the Deathfire Grasp plus the Charm is going to unleash.
He is going to be happy, though, that he was able to bridge that CS gap from Ahri having been killed, which is great. That'll be great for morale for the blue team. Now we see an invade here from Elise, and it's going to turn into a gank here. Oh, and the charm hits, and the stun connects. That's going to be a dead Ziggs. Wow, this mid lane just getting camped so hard. That repel, just great. Also dodging the Lee Sin Q.
Like I was saying at the beginning of this, I think that the determinant lane was going to be the middle. We see that the hard engage from the Ahri is impossible to disengage on the Ziggs. The flash wasn't even enough. As soon as the charm hits, the Deathfire follows it up. So much stack percentage damage. Then the Foxfire comes out. There's just too much.
Lee Sin coming in for a tower hold and a potential kill here if he plays his cards right. Ahri's ulti is down.
It looks like he's gonna get it, and he dumps the gun.
He kicked a... And the resonating strike for the dubstep swag.
That is the Sonic Wave. The resonating strike would be the second activate.
That is true. That is very correct, Flighty. Thank you.
Nevertheless, looks like
we see an engagement down here. Renekton's so huge.
Oh, relentlessly attacking the Caitlyn, and the ignite was just not enough.
Wow. And then Elise comes in for 2-kill cleanup on that fight, and Renekton now slightly out of position with Elise coming in.
Renekton is deep for sure.
He is a big boy, though. Are we gonna see a dive? Does Lulu have an ultimate? She does. That could have been a misplay by Leona. The tower is not gonna kill her. However, it is gonna kill Garen with Lulu's help.
The Garen execute coming in brutally against Renekton. He thinks that he is such a tank. He's in such a strong position, and that execute does not forgive.
Well, I don't know if he had any choice but to stay under that tower and just fight it out against those two. Lulu could only do so much to try and keep him alive. We see Ahri going for a catch out here, but she does not get her bait taken. See a red buff going to Lee Sin.
Interesting that it's not given to the AD carry. He's obviously analyzed that their AD carry is pretty far ahead. Our AD carry, the AD carry, of course, of the Guelph team, struggling to keep up.
Another kill going to Ahri on Ziggs.
Yeah, it looks like there was a gank, and the Ahri damage just came out too quickly. This was what Ziggs was going to be worried about in the first place. He knew that the Ahri was going to be hard engaging. That's exactly Ahri's the counter pick to Ziggs. She's got the ability to dodge the skill shots. She's got the ability to get in on him multiple times from multiple angles, and she'll need to lock him up. And that's everything that you could need.
We have a fight here, top lane. They are both just very healthy, tanky boys, and are really doing not much, chipping away at each other.
That CS gap just widening, as we can see. Renekton just doing a great job farming it up.
Almost 200 CS here, the highest in the game. And we saw in that last fight, Caitlyn had to immediately flash and caliber net in order to get away by the skin of her teeth against that Renekton. He's not just doing lots of damage, he's in fact bursting. He's doing so much damage, and Renekton is not a burst character. So with no tower, Trucker Chew playing a very defensive mid right now. Bot just cleaning up some CS. Leona is in base, so Caitlyn, I don't think, feeling confident enough to go straight back into the lane by herself.
Renekton basing to get items here. We see right now that he's got pretty much par build with the Garen, and he's got that much of a CS lead. He's going to be picking up some big items when he bases, but he's in no rush. He knows he's got a strong position in lane. He knows that the Garen can't hurt him. He can get away if he needs to. He's up there farming. He's just trying to get the biggest advantage he can before this game degrades out of laning phase and gets into the meat of the team fights.
Yeah, he has let that tower stand for extra long when he could have taken it down, because he knows that he can keep that CS lead against a Garen and try and hold him in that lane that he's losing.
Yeah, if he let that tower go down, the Garen could let the wave push in. The Elise would have such an easy time getting in on the Renekton. The Renekton knows that those Elise ganks are dangerous. He's already died to her mid, and he's not interested in that at all. He's playing the farm game, and he's playing it right. Here we go. He's basing, picking up some items, and there it is. He gets the Spectre's Cowl and the Giant's Belt, picks up his boots, He's got a lot of health now. He's got the armor. He's got the magic resist. He's playing the